All right, what I'd like to show you guys how to do is how to determine the rate of change when you're given a graph and when you're given, when you can find 2 points from that graph. So on this problem right here, I have a graph and I have two x and y intercepts. So I'm able to easily determine those are going to be my 2 points. So when I want to determine the rate of change, remember rate of change is the same thing as your slope. What we want to do is we want to see what is the change in your x variables and the change in your y variables. So there's a lot of different ways we can go and look or approach this problem. The first way is we're going to say, all right, well, if I want to look at, remember, let me actually write this down. So we have slope is the same thing as our rate of change. And remember I said slope was your rise over your run. Or we also say our change in our y over our change in our x. So if I look at here and I just say, all right, from this point to this point, what happened? What was our change in our y? And you could easily just count 1, 2, 3. Well, from reading, if you read this graph from left to right, you would say we went down -3. And what was our change in our x values? Well, to read from left to right, we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So therefore, my rate of change for this problem would be a -3/5. That is one method. However, sometimes, and that is that method reading it from left to right. You could also read it from right to left and say, oh, you go to the left 5, which would be a -5, and up 3, which would be a +3, which it wouldn't matter which one you make negative. The other way you can do this is, let's say you don't have a problem that's this easy. Let's say you have a problem that where the points are not on the graph. It's hard to determine the points. So the other way we can do it is just like I showed you guys before. You can write these as coordinate points and then find the slope. So therefore, let's say this is at point 0, 3, and this is at point 6, 0. So if you guys remember, the slope formula, which is that delta y over delta x, is written as this: m equals y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Right? So therefore, now what I can do is, if it's hard for me to kind of determine, I can't count on a grid, I can't see it, I can always transfer 2 points into coordinate form and then use my slope formula to solve the rest. So here, this is actually going to be pretty easy. I'm going to label these x1, y1, x2, y2, and then just simply solve. So 0 minus 3 all over 6 minus 0. Okay, why is that 6? That's supposed to be a 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, that's not 6. Okay, that is a 5. My bad. Your point 2 is not at 6, it's at 0, at 5. My apologies. So this is going to be a 5. I was seeing the 6, and that's what I was thinking. Your intercept's at 5, not at 6. 6 was my scaling. So 0 minus 3 is a -3. 5 minus 0 is 5. Therefore, you guys can use either method to go ahead and solve. So that's how you determine the rate of change when given a graph or when given 2 points.